This is your everyday English class.
Hello! Welcome to English Cactus.
My name is Brian.
And my name is Anna. This podcast will help you practice your English in a fun and natural way, improving your listening skills.
Have you ever had a job interview and then felt nervous talking to your family or friends about it?
Maybe people asked, "How did it go?" And suddenly, you didn't know what to say in English.
Or maybe you started thinking too much after the interview. Did I say the right thing? Was my English good enough?
Here's something important. You do not need perfect English to talk about real-life situations. Many people believe they must speak difficult English to sound confident. But actually, simple English can be powerful.
In today's episode, you will learn useful and natural English expressions for talking to your friends and family about a job interview.
Don't worry if you don't understand everything the first time. Just relax, listen carefully, and enjoy the conversation.
After the dialogue, we'll explain useful phrases, vocabulary, and cultural tips to help you understand everything more easily.
So grab your coffee, relax, and let's begin.
And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support is really important to us, and you won't miss any new episodes.
Also, leave a comment and tell us, where are you from? We'd love to know.
Hey, Sophie, are you busy?
Not really. Come in. You look nervous. What happened?
I just came back from a job interview.
Really? Wow, that's exciting. Sit down and tell me everything. How did it go?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it went okay, but I was really nervous.
That's completely normal. Job interviews can feel scary sometimes.
Yeah, before the interview, my hands were cold and my heart was beating so fast.
Oh no, but you went anyway, and that already shows confidence.
I guess so. I kept saying to myself, keep going, you can do this.
That's good. Positive words help a lot.
I'd tried my best.
So what job was it for again?
A customer service position at a company downtown.
Nice. That sounds like a good opportunity.
I hope so.
So tell me, what happened first?
I arrived early, about 15 minutes early.
Smart move. Being early is always better than being late.
Exactly. Then the manager came and said, "Hi, Daniel. Thanks for coming today."
And what did you say?
I said, "Thank you for having me."
Very professional. Good job.
Thanks. Then we sat down and she started asking questions.
Like what?
First, she asked, "Can you tell me about yourself?"
Oh, wow, that question again. Interviewers love that question.
I know. I practiced before, but suddenly my mind went blank.
That happens. What did you say?
I said, "My name is Daniel. I enjoy helping people, learning new things, and working with others."
That sounds great. Short, simple, and clear.
Really?
Of course. You don't need complicated words.
Then she asked about my experience.
What did you tell her?
I talked about my old bookstore job.
Oh, right. You worked there last year.
Yeah, I said, I helped customers, answered questions, and worked with my team.
Perfect answer.
Then came the hard question.
Uh-oh. Which one?
What is your biggest weakness?
Oh, I hate that question.
Me too. I didn't know what to say.
So, what happened?
I said, sometimes I feel nervous in new situations, but I always try to improve.
Daniel, that's actually a really smart answer.
You think so?
Yes, you were honest, but you also showed growth.
That makes me feel better.
Good. What else did they ask?
They asked, "Why do you want this job?"
Another classic interview question.
I said, I enjoy helping people and I want to grow professionally.
Nice answer again.
Thanks, but honestly, after the interview, I started thinking too much.
What do you mean?
I kept thinking, did I talk too fast? Did I say something wrong?
That's very normal after interviews. People often remember only the mistakes.
Exactly.
But tell me this, did the interviewer smile?
Yeah, she smiled a lot.
Did she seem interested?
I think so. She even wrote notes.
That sounds positive to me.
I hope you're right.
Remember something important. Interviews are not about perfection.
What do you mean?
Companies want real people, friendly people, honest people, people who want to learn.
That actually helps.
Good. And every interview teaches you something new.
True.
Keep practicing English, too. It can really help in future interviews.
Definitely. Sometimes I don't know how to answer questions in English.
That's okay. Study English every day. Little by little, you improve.
I'm trying.
And you're doing great.
Thanks, Sophie. That means a lot.
No problem. So, did you ask any questions?
Sorry, did you say ask questions?
Yeah, at the end, interviewers sometimes ask, "Do you have any questions for us?"
Oh, yes, she asked me that.
And?
I asked, what does a normal workday look like?
Wow, good question.
Really?
Absolutely. It shows interest.
I almost said no questions because I felt nervous.
I'm glad you didn't.
Me too.
So, when will you hear back?
Next week.
Waiting is always the hardest part.
Tell me about it.
Did your family already ask about the interview?
Oh, yes. My mom asked a million questions.
Like what?
How did it go? Do you think you got the job? What did you say?
Sounds like family.
Exactly. I didn't know what to say.
Sometimes simple answers are best.
Like what?
You can say, "I think it went well, but now I have to wait."
That sounds calm.
Exactly. Or, "I was nervous, but I tried my best."
I like that.
And what about your dad?
He asked if I was confident.
What did you say?
I said, maybe.
Oh no. Next time say, "I think I did okay."
That sounds much better.
Confidence matters.
My little brother asked if I was going to become rich.
No way.
I said, let's get the job first.
That's funny.
Honestly, talking to family about interviews feels stressful sometimes.
Why?
Because everyone wants details.
That's true, but remember they care about you.
Yeah, I know.
Friends can help too.
Really?
Sure, you can practice interview questions together.
Like role-playing?
Exactly.
That sounds useful.
It is. We can even practice together before your next interview.
Really? You would do that?
Sure thing. It's on me.
Wait, what does that mean?
It means I'll help you for free.
Oh, got it.
We can practice simple questions like, "Tell me about yourself. What are your strengths? Why should we hire you?"
I need that.
And remember, speaking slowly is okay.
Really?
Of course, slow and clear is better than fast and confusing.
Good point.
Confidence grows with practice.
I want more confidence.
You'll get there. Learn something new every day.
I'll try.
No, say it with confidence.
Okay, I will.
That's the spirit.
Thanks for listening.
Anytime.
I actually feel better now.
Good. And remember, one interview does not decide your future.
Wow, I needed to hear that.
Keep going. Keep learning. Don't give up.
I won't.
And if you get the job, dinner is on you.
Deal.
But if you don't,
Yeah?
we keep practicing and try again.
That sounds fair.
Because you're doing great.
Thanks, Sophie.
Anytime, Daniel.
Wow, that was such a nice story. Daniel was nervous about his interview, and Sophie really helped him feel better.
Exactly. And before we begin, we want to say something important. We work hard to bring you free English lessons and useful podcasts to help your English improve in a fun and natural way.
Thank you so much for being here with us. And now, let's break down the story together.
Don't worry if you didn't understand everything the first time. We are going to explain useful phrases, vocabulary, and cultural tips. After this, the dialogue will feel much easier to understand.
Let's start with some of the most useful phrases from the dialogue. We will explain what happened, why the characters said those things, and how you can use these expressions in real life. Phrase 1. I just came back from a job interview. Daniel said, I just came back from a job interview. This is a super useful sentence because people often talk about experiences they just had. The expression just came back means you returned recently. For example, I just came back from school. I just came back from the supermarket.
I just came back from work. This phrase sounds natural and common in everyday English.
Exactly. And notice how Daniel was telling Sophie something important that happened recently. If you had a job interview, you could say, I just came back from my interview, or even, I just finished my interview. Both sound very natural.
Phrase 2. I think it went okay.
Daniel said, I think it went okay. This is very useful when you are not completely sure about something. Maybe your test was okay. Maybe your presentation was okay. Maybe your interview was okay. You can say, I think it went well, or I think it went okay. The difference? Went well sounds more positive.
Yes, and this is also a polite way to answer questions from family or friends. Imagine someone asks, how was your interview? You can answer, I think it went okay. Simple, honest, and natural.
Phrase 3. Can you tell me about yourself?
One very important interview question was, can you tell me about yourself? This is probably one of the most common job interview questions in English. But here is something important. The interviewer usually does not want your whole life story. You do not need to say, I was born in. Usually they want to know your personality, your experience, your strengths, and your goals. For example, I enjoy helping people, learning new things, and working with a team. Simple English is powerful English.
Exactly. Many English learners think they need difficult vocabulary to sound smart. Not true. Clear English is better than complicated English. If you feel nervous, keep your answers simple. That can actually make you sound more confident.
Phrase 4. I always try to improve.
Daniel said, sometimes I feel nervous in new situations, but I always try to improve. This sentence is excellent because Daniel talked about a weakness in a positive way. Everyone has weaknesses. Maybe you are shy. Maybe you get nervous. Maybe you speak slowly. The important thing is showing growth. For example, I make mistakes, but I always try to learn. Or, my English is not perfect, but I practice every day.
And that is a great message for English students, too. Don't wait to be perfect. Keep going. Study English every day. Learn something new, little by little. You're doing great.
Phrase 5. Do you have any questions for us?
Near the end of the interview, the manager asked, do you have any questions for us? This happens very often in interviews. And here's an important tip. Don't say, no questions. Try asking something simple. For example, what does a normal workday look like? Or what do you enjoy about working here? These questions show interest.
Exactly. Asking questions can make you sound more professional and interested in the job. And don't worry if your English is simple. Simple questions work perfectly.
Phrase 6. I think it went well, but now I have to wait.
Sophie gave Daniel a useful answer for talking with family. I think it went well, but now I have to wait. This sentence is useful because many people ask too many questions after interviews. Family members care about you, but sometimes the pressure feels stressful. This answer sounds calm and confident.
Yes, and you don't need to explain every little detail. You can simply say, I was nervous, but I tried my best. That sounds natural and honest. And remember, trying your best already matters.
Great job so far. Now let's talk about important vocabulary from today's topic.
These are words every English learner should know when talking about jobs and interviews. 1. Interview. Interview is a word very important. An interview is a meeting where a company asks questions before hiring someone. Example, I have a job interview tomorrow. You can also say, my interview went well. The opposite situation sometimes people say, I didn't get the job. That happens too, and it's okay. Keep practicing.
2. Nervous. Daniel felt nervous. Nervous means worried, stressed, or uncomfortable. Example, I feel nervous before speaking English. A similar word is anxious. The opposite is calm. Example, try to stay calm.
3. Confidence. Confidence is believing in yourself. Even if your English is not perfect, confidence helps a lot. Example, she spoke with confidence. Little practice every day builds confidence.
4. Experience. Experience means things you already did before. For example, I have experience helping customers. You can have work experience, life experience, learning experience.
5. Strength. A strength is something you do well. For example, I am organized. I work well with people. Those are strengths.
6. Weakness. A weakness is something difficult for you. But remember, in interviews, try to show improvement too. For example, sometimes I feel nervous, but I am improving.
Last word, practice.
Great job staying with us. Now we're going to give you some simple sentence models that you can use in real life when talking about a job interview with your family or friends.
Don't worry about making perfect sentences. The goal is communication. Simple English works really well.
And remember, if you feel nervous, short and clear sentences are your best friend. Talking about your job interview.
Let's start with some easy sentences you can use after an interview. You can say, I just finished my job interview. Very simple and natural. You can also say, I just came back from my interview. Both are common in everyday English. If someone asks, how did it go?
This is one of the most common questions family and friends ask. Try these answers. I think it went okay. Or, I think it went well. If you feel unsure, you can say, I'm not sure, but I tried my best. That sounds honest and confident. Talking about feeling nervous.
Many people feel nervous before interviews. You can say, I was very nervous, or I felt nervous, but I stayed calm. Another useful sentence is, I was nervous at first, but then I felt better. That sounds very natural.
Talking about the questions. Maybe your friend asks, what did they ask? You can answer, they asked about myself, or they asked about my experience. Simple and easy. You can also say, they asked, great job staying with us. Now we're going to give you some simple sentence models that you can use in real life when talking about a job interview with your family or friends.
Don't worry about making perfect sentences. The goal is communication. Simple English works really well.
And remember, if you feel nervous, short and clear sentences are your best friend. Talking about your job interview.
Let's start with some easy sentences you can use after an interview. You can say, I just finished my job interview. Very simple and natural. You can also say, I just came back from my interview. Both are common in everyday English.
If someone asks, how did it go? This is one of the most common questions family and friends ask. Try these answers. I think it went okay, or I think it went well. If you feel unsure, you can say, I'm not sure, but I tried my best. That sounds honest and confident.
Talking about feeling nervous. Many people feel nervous before interviews. You can say, I was very nervous, or I felt nervous, but I stayed calm. Another useful sentence is, I was nervous at first, but then I felt better. That sounds very natural.
Talking about the questions. Maybe your friend asks, what did they ask? You can answer, they asked about myself, or they asked about my experience. Simple and easy. You can also say, they asked why I wanted the job. Very useful sentence for real situations. Wow, today we learned so many useful things.
That's right. We talked about how to speak in English after a job interview, how to tell your friends and family about it, and how to feel more confident using simple English. So let us ask you something. Have you ever had a job interview that made you nervous?
Or maybe you want a better job but feel afraid to speak English.
Here's a challenge for you. This week, try practicing just 3 simple sentences about a job interview in English.
Speak in front of a mirror.
Practice with a friend.
Or even talk to yourself for 5 minutes in English.
Because your English will not improve by waiting.
It improves when you practice.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next English lessons.
And share this podcast with a friend or family member who is also learning English.
Also, tell us in the comments, what would you say after a job interview?
We would love to read your answer.
Take care.
Keep practicing.
Keep improving.
And we'll see you in the next episode of English Cactus.